Good day everyone, I am Jera Almogues and I'm about to discuss the authors and writers in Afro-Asian literature. Wolsuinka, and his real name is Akiwande Babatunde Suyinka. He is a Nigerian playwright, novelist, poet, and essayist in the English language. Suyinka was born on July 13, 1934, and he is the second of second children in the city of Abukuta, Ogun State in Nigeria. He was awarded the 1986 Nobel Prize in Literature and known as the first sub-Saharan African to be honored in that category. The Lion and Jewels is one of the Nigerian playwright Soyinka's most famous work. While it is a light and amusing comedy, it is also renowned for its complex themes and allegorical structures. Some of the themes in Soyinka's The Lion and Jewels include Bolshevism, marriage and love, deceit, modernity versus tradition, and virility and cowardice. Amos Olutobusun Tutuula Odigbami, and also known as Amos Tutuula, is a Nigerian writer who wrote books based in part on Yoruba folk tales, and he was born on June 20, 1920 in Wasinmi, a village just a few miles outside of Abeokuta, Nigeria, where his parents, Charles Tutuula Odigbami and Esther Aina Odigbami, who were Yoruba Christian cocoa farmers, live. In 1984, he won the Grinzani Gavur Prize for Best Foreign Fiction, and also in 1983, he was made an honorary citizen of New Orleans. The novel The Palm Wine Drinkard was the first major African literary work to be published in English outside of Africa. One of the most prominent themes of the novel is the depiction and integration of Yoruba culture in narrative as well as in prose style itself. Ngungi Wangtiong or James Ngungi is a writer and academic who writes primarily in Gikuyu and who formerly wrote in English. His works includes novels, plays, short story, and essay, ranging from literary and social criticism to children's literature. He was born on January 5, 1938 in Kimiritu, near Limiru in Kiambu District, Kenya, and he also a Kikuyu descent and baptized as James Ngungi. James has been named recipient of the 2022 PEN Novuk Award for Achievement in International Literature, one of the most prestigious honors conferred by PEN America. And in addition, he also won the East Africa Nobel Prize on 1963. One of his work is A Grain of Wheat. The main themes that he focused on are the legacy of the colonialism, traditionalism, cultural nationalism, and the role of the intellectual in the post-colonial. His works navigate the colonial and post-colonial contradiction of Kenya and the Gikuyu society and the tension between modernity and the past. Chinua Achebe was a Nigerian novelist, poet, and critic who is regarded as the dominant figure of modern African literature. He is often referred to as the father of African literature, although he vigorously rejected the characterization. He was born on November 16, 1930 in St. Simon's Church, Newby, which was near in Igbo village of Ogibi, and baptized as Albert Chinua Lumugu Achebe. Achebe received over 30 honorary degrees from universities in Nigeria, Canada, South Africa, the United Kingdom, and the United States, including the Dartmouth College, Harvard, and Brown, and one of the most remarkable is the Man Booker International Prize. His famous novel, The Thing Fall Apart, deals with how the prospect and reality of change affect various characters. The tension about whether change should be privilege over tradition often involves questions of personal status. Alex Laguma was a novelist, short story writer, and traveler writer. He is also the leader of the South African Colored People's Organization, or SACPO, and a defendant in treason trial, whose works help characterize the movement against the apartheid era in South Africa. Alex Laguma was born on February 20, 1924 in District 6, Cape Town, South Africa. He was the son of James Laguma, a leading figure in both the Industrial and Commercial Workers Union and the South African Communist Party. Alex was awarded the 1969 Lotus Prize for Literature, and one of the famous novel he did is A Walk in the Night, that revolves around the themes of racism, social inequity, poverty, crimes, and injustice, and also some of his short stories appeared in many anthologies and magazines. Lao Tzu, or Lao Tse, was an ancient Chinese philosopher and writer. He is the reputed author of Tao Te Ching, the founder of philosophical Taoism, and deity in religious Taoism and traditional Chinese religions. He was born with the birth name of Early in the 5th or 6th century BC. Lao Tzu was an honorific name which means Old Venerable Master and can be anglicized in different ways, hence both Lao Tzu and Lao Tse has been used. One of the famous work is Tao Te Ching, or translated into English as The Way of Virtue or the Classic of the Way and Virtue. Lao Tzu emphasized harmony with the Tao, a reference to something that cannot be named in order to achieve balance in life. Matsuo Basho was the most famous poet of the Edo period in Japan. During his lifetime, Basho was recognized from his work in the collaborative Hakai no Rengan form. Today, after centuries of commentary, he is recognized as the greatest master of haiku and also called Hokku. He was born in 1644 near Yuno in Iga province. The Matsumo family was a samurai descent, and his father was probably a musukunin, a class of landowning peasant granted certain privilege of samurai. Approximately 1,000 haiku poems were written during his lifetime while traveling throughout Japan. His work, The Narrow Road to the Deep North, is the most famous haiku collection in Japan. The main theme of Basho's haiku is the nature. He wants to describe the human efforts in finding a harmony with the natural world. This idea is repeated in many haiku. Confucius is a Chinese philosopher and politician of the Spring on Atom period who is traditionally considered the paragon of the Chinese sage. Confucius' teachings and philosophy underpin East Asian culture and society, remaining influential across China and East Asia to this day. He was born on September 28, 551 BCE in Zhou, now have a modern name Shandong province. His father, Kong He, was an elderly commandant of the local Lu garrison. The Analect is the work most closely associated with Confucius. It is a record of his life in fragments, collected into 20 sections. The main idea of Confucius in his so-called Confucianism is the importance of having a good moral character, which can then affect the world around the person through the idea of cosmic harmony. Nadine Gordimer is a South African writer, novelist, and political activist. She was active in the anti-apartheid movement, joining the African National Congress during the days when the organization was banned. She was born on November 20, 1923, at near Spring, Gauteng, at East Rand mining town outside Johannesburg. She was the second daughter of her parents. His father, Isidore Gordimer, was a Lutheran Jewish immigrant watchmaker from Zagare, and her mother, Hannah, or Nan Gordimer, was from London. She received the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1991, recognized as a writer who through her magnificent epic writing has been a very great benefit to humanity. The Burgher's Daughter is one of her most famous works. The major theme in her works were exile and alienation. Ben Okri is a Nigerian poet and novelist. He is considered one of the foremost African authors in the postmodern and post-colonial traditions, and he has been compared favorably to the authors such as Salman Rushdie and Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Ben Okri was born on March 15, 1959 in Minna in west central Nigeria to Grace and Silver Okri. He is a member of the Urhobo people. His father was Urhobo and his mother was half Igbo. In 1991, Orki won the Booker Prize with his novel Famish Road. Okri meditates on various aspects of the human condition such as love, solitude, pain, death, and faith. In treating these themes, he moves seamlessly between philosophical reflection and the description of intimate details of everyday life. This would be the end of my report. Thank you guys and have a nice day.